Good morning. Breaking news from UT's campus this morning at 8:37. Our partners at Go Vols 24/7 have confirmed the Vols are expected to hire Josh Heupel as the next head football coach at Tennessee.
Yeah, Luis Fernandez has been all over this story for the past week or so. He's in studio with us this morning about what we know. All of this happened very quickly. I mean, we just learned last Monday about Jeremy Pruitt being fired, Luis. So catch us up to speed. Who is this coach?
So Josh Heupel, he's the head coach at the University of Central Florida. If that sounds familiar, well, that's because Danny White hired him at UCF in December of 2017. In his time there, he was 28-8 as head coach. Heupel, he's an offensive-minded coach. His offenses have finished in the top 10 in the country in total offense for the past 4 years. He actually finished as a runner-up for the Heisman back in 2000 as a quarterback for Oklahoma. Right now, the Orlando Sentinel is reporting a buyout of more than $3.5 million. No word yet on his contract. We will reach out once everything becomes official to get all of that information.
Okay, so Luis, we are always here in Vol Nation, or at least we have been every couple of years, really excited to hear who our next head coach is going to be because we've made changes so frequently. What do you think Vol Nation is going to think about this pick?
You know, my Twitter account is telling me certain things. Right now, I think it's going to be a little bit divisive. I think some people are going to view it as a bit underwhelming. And I think that's fair. I think a lot of people have very high expectations for what Tennessee football is and what kind of talent that brings, not just from a player perspective, but from a coaching perspective as well. The reality of it is that Josh Heupel is walking into a situation here where a lot of key players from Tennessee have entered the transfer portal. So if they come back, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. There's also the looming shadow of the NCAA investigation that's currently ongoing and what the violations could be for Tennessee. There's a lot up in the air right now that makes this job difficult to fully commit to. And right now what they do have is an offensive-minded head coach in Josh Heupel who has had some success at UCF. Part of it was he was coming off of Scott Frost and his tenure where they went 13-0 and dubbed themselves national champions. So it's going to be interesting to see how people continue to react to this, that's for sure.
Talk about when we might be able to hear from the university about this potential hire.
So the hope is that there will be some kind of press conference within the day. It'll kind of depend on the exact situation. I know Orlando, where Josh Heupel is, it's not too far away from Knoxville. It just kind of depends on how fast planes can fly. And as we've learned over the past week and honestly over the past decade or so, Tennessee fans are really good at tracking planes. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm going to hear from Coach Heupel here sometime within the day.
Man, Luis, this is going to be a really busy day for you, my friend.
It's been a busy week for him.
Yeah, it's always people always assume media folks, they love coaching searches. I tell you what, I'm ready to sleep for about 24 hours straight.
You need a vacation. You need to take a vacation.
And like I said, we do this every few years, it seems. You know, I think back to all of the coaching changes we've made over the years. Like the one that comes up in my mind first is when Lane Kiffin decided to leave and how dramatic that all was. I can't believe we're doing it again. One more question for you. Sure. How long do you think it will be until we can fully rebuild this program if we stick with Heupel?
Oh my goodness, Abby, what a question that is. I'm going to solve all of UT's problems right now. It's going to be tough. I think it's kind of you have to see where things go. And a lot of it is it's honestly up in the air right now. We don't know how this is going to impact the recruiting situation. We don't know what the NCAA investigation is going to be. If there are really big sanctions, that is obviously going to be a problem for Tennessee football moving forward. If it's much more lenient, then you could see the chance of a bounce back. But it's going to be one of those situations where, unfortunately, like they've been doing for a little more than a decade now, Tennessee fans are going to have to be patient.
Well, a lot to learn. That's hard. It's hard for Tennessee fans to be patient.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Luis. Let us know what you hear.